I've been on the road, I've been doing shows. Now we eating steak, remember sleeping on the floor. We stillin' at the gas station when the time was cold. In the kitchen, hot, still tryna flip it out the stove. Rockin' fake J's, praying that nobody know. Watch them take my dog away, it was way too hard to stay composed. Fight to see the light of day, all this blood on my clothes. I was tired every day, green light, it's time to go. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Die too young. 100 miles per hour, I might crash, cause the good die young. Yeah, the good die young. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. Right back where I left because I know my people needed me. Diamond in the rough, I don't know what it is they see in me. Go down as a legend in my city cause we beat the streets. Trying to spread the wealth around the block, no I can't keep from me. Told me I should leave, I see the bigger picture and it's way bigger than me. Can't be living like a king, but my people need to eat. If I got it, then you got it, we gon' get back on our feet. And I put it on me. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Or die too young. 100 miles per hour, might crash cause good die young. Yeah, but here I come. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home. Y'all coming back home. Y'all coming back home. I'm coming back home. Y'all coming back. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Ladies in the Fast Lane.
It's been a minute.
I know. So, for future shows, we'll probably be on Wednesdays, since Erica's new work schedule is kind of making it harder to do Thursdays for us.
Yes. But it's okay. So, who's all watching?
Sorry about the delay, guys. Something was messed up for to go live, guys, so sorry we're a little bit late.
It's okay. We're here now.
Finally. All right.
So, really quick.
Hi, Nana.
Hi, Bailey. Hi, Nana. Okay, oh, finally, Slacker. Sorry. So, really quick, Linz, before we bring the winner of the Straight Line Showdown on, would you like to do a little recap and tell us how your experience went with the new track and everything?
New track was good. I was surprised. It was my first time being there. I know Frank had gotten an opportunity to go and test over there, but I was really surprised. The surface was really great. The bike came up really nicely. It was really fast. Lots of shutdown. Really not a whole lot of casualties. I don't think anybody really broke a whole lot this weekend, so that was cool. Probably one of the least amount of carnage for races that I've seen.
That's good.
So I made it to round 5, and I got taken out by Travis, which I'm sure all of you guys know, the King of the Streets. Just didn't have enough to get out of the glue, just that teeny tiny little bit of stick, and it was over for my races for the weekend. So that was kind of disappointing, but the race was really awesome to watch. There was a lot of really good racing, a lot of fast people.
Definitely looked like
I don't know. Yeah, it was fun. I was really disappointed that you guys didn't get to come. That was
I know.
We
bad too.
Me, Bailey, and Cassidy, just like we had so much fun. We like ran around, went to Walmart and stuff. It was so much fun.
That's awesome.
But yeah, track surface was awesome. It was it's right up there with your guys's, honestly, as far as like surface and stuff. It was there was really no issue with hooking up. Stick issue wasn't horrible. Like, it wasn't super duper sticky because they had the 3 different lane options that we were allowed to choose from.
I think that's making a huge difference in races
Yes.
now, to be able to have the like your choice essentially of how you want to go down.
Yeah, absolutely. And if the lane that you've been running in on, obviously the person before you gets stuck, you either know you can turn it up or maybe choose a different lane if you want to do that. So
Right.
it's nice having that option for the race for sure. But yeah, my weekend was kind of uneventful, so it was a little disappointing, but it was
Yeah, we
fun.
all have our days, you know.
Yeah, it was really hot on Friday. Long weekend over there.
It looked really hot from people.
But yeah, it
shirts.
ran.
Like,
Yeah, the show ran really smoothly.
good.
Yeah, I don't think there was like any hiccups. There was no, not really anything, like no one took out the timing system and stuff like that. So it was really smoothly ran race. It was fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Really quick, let's say hi to a couple people. Hey, Cassidy.
Yep. Let me check.
Hi, Drew. Hi, Henry. What's up,
Hi,
Jared?
Julia.
Tony. Vince. What's going on? Hey, Julia.
Jared, Henry, Drew.
Got a lot of people watching.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I'm surprised. Everybody
Without
missed
further
you.
ado, shall we bring in Dave?
Yes, everybody, please welcome our Straight Line Showdown winner, Dave Taylor.
Woo-hoo. Just waiting for him to join in. Hi, Lewis. All the way from Puerto Rico. Oh, man. Just waiting for Dave to pop in.
Okay.
All right. What's up, Marcelo?
You guys did everybody see Marcelo's quick pass? Getting fast
I
to
did.
CT event.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. Yep.
That was great.
That
There
was
was a lot of fast, consistent passes. You can definitely tell.
Yeah.
That's
And then Frank ran a 99.9 or something mile per hour.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fast.
Super fast. I think if he had gotten some more opportunity, he could have definitely gone way over 100. The
Yeah.
track was holding everything we were giving it.
Did the shutdown, how was the shutdown? Was it like a skating rink down there, or was it?
At first, it kind of was, but once people started running down there and once it was like people were just kind of leaving the sticky, it was much better. So at first, it was definitely a little bit of a skating rink down there for sure because we were kind of just all surrounded by dirt. And then, as most of you guys seen, there was the storms that happened that took out mine and Frank's tent. So the track was definitely dirty down there. But yeah, the tent thing was really disappointing. Tony Mervick said because he was camping there, he said he watched it go straight up and then just start spinning around like the house in Wizard of Oz and then just shoot off into the darkness.
Wasn't
So
it like
they
a good amount away too?
Yeah. So it was over by the big car track. So for anybody that was there last year, we were on that like that drift pad. So the new track is right next to it. Like it's straight across from it. So the big car track was like, I don't know, 100 yards, maybe further away. Hi, Dave.
Hello, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
All right.
Good. Thanks for joining us. Congratulations
you.
on your win.
Not a problem. Thank you very much.
Of course. How does it feel?
A little bit different. My Facebook's a lot busier.
I bet.
I've never been a big Facebooker, so that's quite a bit different than it normally is.
Right, I bet.
Wants to be your friend right now.
Pretty much everyone. But that's all right though.
I know last year I had to make a post. I'm like, unless you like kids and sewing, like you don't want to be here.
But yeah, it's pretty cool experience and glad to definitely win one. It's a pretty tough task, especially nowadays. There's a lot of competitive cars. The track there was very good. The event was good. There was probably the most side-by-side racing I've seen in the last year and a half, and closest very close margins.
Yeah, I'd
Um,
agree.
so
Yeah.
it required a lot of good race day and a lot of good practice decisions to put people in the right position to get to Sunday to have a chance.
Right.
But there is like so many people. Like if you look at Straight Line last year, you know, Frank and Lindsay were hovering around the 1.5 flat mark, and everyone else was probably around. There's a handful of people in the 1.5s, but a lot of people 1.6 to 1.65, and now you have a chunk of people that essentially picked up like 100 to 200ths in a year's time frame on that new track. So, but not even just there. I'm sure we kind of seen the same thing in Ohio and stuff like that, and various other places. So there's a lot of fast people now.
Yeah, there is. What was your
Yeah.
what were your thoughts on the track that they have built, like with the asphalt or whatever it was used to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate that I live like 25 minutes from there, so
Oh,
I spend
okay.
I spend a fair amount of time testing there. So they they prepped the track in a way it was a lot different than what we had seen in like practicing through the months and stuff, but it definitely was for the better as far as it made for really good racing all around. It made for the shutdown being good, nobody ping ponging off the walls and tearing up cars, and so that I think was really good for everybody to eliminate a lot of frustrations of broken cars. And and then it enabled other people, if you had travel issues like maybe Frank or Mark coming in late, it enabled them to kind of stand a little bit better of a chance sharing data with team members and being able to put a car on the track and have it go. So who knows, maybe that's a little bit of a catalyst for the future or whatnot. And
Yeah.
I mean, it was very comparable to like the level of grip that we would see in Ohio after a bunch of passes from last year to this year and stuff like that. So I think the coning of the lanes in practice and allowing people to set where they want during race time, I think that's all good stuff, like moving forward for a lot of the
Yes.
NPRC events. I didn't, I was running around all like crazy, but I didn't really smell a whole lot of burnt up ESCs in the air. So I think
That's good.
whatever is going on is trending in the right direction, I believe.
Awesome. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, I was
But
just talking to Erica. It was probably the least amount of casualties as far as car wreckage that I've seen at any race.
yeah, it was very good from that standpoint, and obviously Scotty runs a pretty good show too. Definitely there was questions leading up to it on the prep rules and stuff like that, and but all in all, I think going into practice and race day, it fared pretty well for everybody. Created kind of like an even playing field for everybody to try to adjust on and figure out what to do. So I think it was really good.
Just watching from home, not being able to even be there, it was I couldn't agree more. Like there was a lot of close passes, like you guys said, and everybody was pretty consistent. I was shocked to see how many people were almost either running the same times or a little bit better after every pass. So that's really cool that a lot of people got the chance to go fast and go consistent, and like you have no idea who won unless you see the light.
Right.
Know? Which is how it
Yeah,
should
no,
be.
even sitting up there as a racer, I mean, several of the people that I ran when I, raced Otero, Travis, Pinson, everybody was, I felt like you were standing there waiting for the waiting for the win light, because
Right.
there was not a whole lot of like handedly won races. A lot of them were wait for the tree to blink because it was really tough to call. I mean, I believe Paul had, run against Joey where the win margin was 0. So that was,
Just crazy.
that was obviously a very close race. And
Yes.
the one that I lost against Josh in, I lost by 0.005. And like even coming down to the wire, I had no idea if I won that or lost that, but that was my A bracket entry out of it. So I was like, we're down to the B.
And what round did you go out in A?
That was semifinals. I think you went out. You had both
Yeah.
of
Because you got
in
first
until the
and third.
very end.
Yeah, if I could have got past Josh, then it would have been myself in the finals for A and B. But Josh was able to edge me out off the tree, and he got that one. So that put up a little bit of a burner between me and Rick, and I was able to get get that one on him. So that's set up for Josh and I in the finals, which
What's
was,
your,
you know,
What was your favorite part of like going through the process or anything leading up to that final race?
nothing. It's all super stressful. Your
True.
heart's going to jump. You're sweating your tail off. Your heart's going to jump out of your chest. You don't know if you made the right decision or not. And you stick the car on the track and you keep on doing it until the race is over. And then it's kind of like a large weight off your shoulders. And then it's like, you know, then it's on to the next thing. And it's like, you know, test days are a lot less stressful than that because you're going through the whole motions of it. And we're all competitive doing this stuff. So, you know, we all want to do well and we'd all like to win, but it's, you know, it's super tough. So you get up to the line, you try to be on the tree, and you try to put your best foot forward on it because there's a lot of tough cars now. So there's really no room for error anymore. Not like what it used to be.
Yeah.
Used to be there could be a little bit of wiggle room, but now there's quite a few tough cars.
Yeah, so you run R1, right?
Yeah, I've got the R1 DC1. This last weekend, I ran it with the new 9000 pack. My first weekend trying the pack was the weekend before that I tested with it, and it showed quite a bit of signs of life with it. So I set my 13,000 pack to the side and my other two spare cars to have kind of on standby, and you know, I wanted to see how far we could get in the, you know, through practice and racing. So I had pretty good results the weekend before, so we did the 9000 battery in it, and then pretty much going into the race running Andy's bodies. I knew I was going to run either the LS22 or the 57. Both of those performed very well in testing. I did get the split window from Andy's as well, and got Tom's wing from Samantha. That one there looks to show some promise. I haven't done any full track pulls on it, but it has a lot of feel to it, like the LS22 and the 57. So I'm actually pretty excited about that body because the front of it is fairly rigid compared to a lot of the other bodies. So I believe it should be aero friendly, but we'll get it on the track and try it. And plus it's a very good looking body on the car. It makes cars look tough and be a little bit of a change of pace from seeing all the Corvettes out there, you know,
Right.
newer gen ones. At least it's an older one, but there's definitely some merit to the Corvettes in general on these cars. Seem to be aero friendly. So those are pretty good. And the wing that I got from Tom and Sam from Wicked Wings on it seems to be pretty good with the deck on there to where it'll provide a lot of rear grip, but let it be a little slippery through the air. So we'll finish testing that one and hopefully run that one for the next race in that car.
What's your next race that you think that you're gonna attend? Do you have any plans or have any like already dates set?
Yeah, I'm trying to make it to the Michigan race for the Mayhem one. So
Sweet.
I'd like to go to that and kind of experience the community sauce, if you will, or the supplied one, and see how that fares. It'll be kind of an interesting setup because it'll be the same for everybody there, so that'll be interesting.
Yes.
And that's all day Thursday practice and race Friday, correct?
Yep.
So if
you were using Get Stuck at the Straight Line Showdown?
Yeah, yep.
Right.
Yeah, I used the original OG Get Stuck. Was doing I started out with 3 coats, but as the track stick came up, two coats seemed to be sufficient with it. And I didn't really step outside trying any other stuff. I know Jeff has had some other stuff to try in that, but given that everybody was going particularly fast, I chose to stay with the stuff I'm familiar with, and just continue to try to tune the car with that, and then that paired very well with. Yep. Yeah, so I think that should be pretty good. Now there's in Michigan there's a limit with it's 3 coats, correct?
Yep. Only you can do less if you want to, but 3 is the max.
Okay.
What did you think of the starting line? Did you have any issues at all getting out of the glue at any point?
No, I think it was pretty well. I mean, Didn't really have any issues sticking. I mean, it was fairly sticky to where the cars would be, you have to tune for it. You can't put like green track, beginning launch tunes in, and you gotta, try to figure out what's the best to get through it. And I think we had a pretty good jump on that, and we're doing okay with it. No hesitating, no spun wheel hexes, no blown ESCs or spurs or anything. And I ran Josh's tires all weekend, been running them for a long time, which he kind of touched base on his video. Dibs and Tom, had conversations with Josh, so we all switched over to his tires and stuff, been running them all year. So, but straight line, I ran his whites and his pinks, and so far I'm very happy with the tires. I've run very well on them all year. I've liked them. There's been, in my experience, I've had no belt failures or anything like that. Everything they've balanced fine. The vibration, no vibrating of them, because you get different tire manufacturers, you get different, rims and tires that aren't as friendly to balancing, but everything with his tires has been spot on so far, and worked very well. So,
were you using his foams as well?
Yeah. I run his pro foams, and I use his double stuffs as well. And obviously I run his rims in the wide version. They work very well. I haven't even tried the narrow version, so I couldn't even tell you how those worked. I'm just stuck with the wide ones because they worked very well.
Were you running the fronts as well?
For this race, I did not run the fronts. I ran underdog fronts on his. I have had them before.
Okay.
I just went with the underdog ones because when I ran the car the weekend before, I kind of had the chassis set up. Honestly, the car performed very well last weekend. I wasn't anticipating running it, so that's why I threw the underdogs on there, because it was more or less just a test session with the car, but then it did very well. So I didn't want to try to rechase there's a slight diameter difference between the underdogs and Josh's fronts. So I talked with him about it, and he was fine with me leaving it. So that's what I did for that, because I didn't anticipate that car working, and I didn't want to try to be chasing the suspension setup of the car, switching back to the serials on his. But historically on the tracks, I have run faster with the serial fronts than I have other branded tires, because they are more rigid, they run truer, and they just overall perform better. So it just so happens to how it worked out. I could have took a chance of putting them on there, but as well as the car was working, I didn't want to touch it.
Right. Keep as much going good.
Right.
Yep.
We've been using underdog fronts. We like them for our cars too. Okay, so Michigan, you're gonna go to any other races after that? That you have planned?
Try to hit the Ohio one, and then I'm not sure if that Cave Town Meltdown, if that's the same weekend or not.
Cave Town Meltdown is September 1st and 2nd.
So I'd be trying to go to that one possibly too, and then
Sweet.
And then I don't know, did JFab, is his race back on again now, or is it? Because I had heard it was canceled, and then I heard it was canceled. Then
last I heard it was back on, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just waiting to hear about the location and everything, so we can announce it. I'm waiting to hear back from JFab as far as to see if they got the place for sure or not. So that's all we're waiting on for that.
Gotcha. Yeah. So if that's if that's a go, that would be something I'd be interested in as well, because for us that live in the Midwest here, we gotta kind of hit the races while we can, because the snow will be flying, and then we'll be dead in the water again. So
right.
Are you doing any the series races? Are you doing any of the Clash of the Titan racing?
I hadn't been. I thought about it, but we'll see. We'll see as time goes. Maybe we'll start hitting some of that stuff. And then, other stuff that I ran during the weekend was I used Frank Greer's Pink Lemonade in between, every so many rounds to clean the tires with. And I did have, Witz bearings in my car. So it's kind of, good for them to get some visibility, because Art there's a lot of speed secrets out there. So, it's good to see now you got, Witz has bearings competitive. Cyril has his tires. You know, you got all the just different chassis and stuff. So I think we're in a good. I think we're in a good spot where everybody has stuff that's super competitive and
People have options and availability.
right.
Yes.
Yep. And yeah, it was a pretty interesting weekend. So
Good.
I guess I did. I kind of made a few notes here, but definitely, you know, I talk a lot with Dibs and Tom and Joey and Steve Vero and stuff like that. So they've been a huge part of, you know, what we're doing racing wise, and Jerry and Randy out in Hawaii. So definitely a lot of accolades go to them with working together and getting the cars to, you know, be race ready to try to compete with a lot of these guys. So
Well, looks
definitely
like you're
super
doing a
excited.
good job.
We're trying, and you know, guys back at R1, Steve Villanueva, coming up with all sorts of different stuff to try and new things to you know, be innovative on stuff and try to stay at the forefront. And the other guys back at the shop, Christian and everybody working on stuff, it's, you know, put us in a pretty good spot. We've to be competitive, because, you know, for, you know, a while there, you know, we're, you know, chasing after everybody, and it's tough. And definitely would like to you know, the group of us that kind of test, the different groups in the area, being the 847 no prep eliminators with the timing system, and the Chicagoland NPRC guys. You know, a lot of us test there every weekend. You know, you got James Dedrick out there, Paul Lampa, Chris Gilead, St. Chris Sanchez, Tony Mavica, Ken Lupi, DJ Matika, Marcelo, Noah Presti, Todd Filter, Matt Kasurik, Tom Vassy, and there's a lot of guys in our area that are pretty fast. So it's a pretty good measuring stick to see how, you know, we are locally. We'll kind of tell you how you can do, you know, nationally at them. So at the event, so it's good to see all the guys when they get out there and everybody run to, you know, kind of see where you're at and so forth.
You know, I agree.
Did you and your team go out and celebrate after?
Me and my wife did. Joey and them had to hightail it back. They had an early flight, but we'll catch up in the next one, and I'll meet up and do that. There's plenty more racing for the end of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. Definitely, you know, never thought I'd be holding a stack of cash or whatever after one of these, but it was pretty cool to go through the motions and do that for sure.
Was this your first big win, Dave?
Yeah, this was.
How were you feeling when you saw that win light come on?
Bewildered. It was, you know, kind of, yeah, it's definitely surreal. I mean, you know, you can go through the motions and think it, but it's like, you know, it's still, I don't even know that it's still fully sunk in for myself yet. It's, you know, a lot of time spent testing and hard work, and you know, my dad helps a lot building all the cars. My brother takes care of gluing all the tires. So it's really, you know, a community effort between, you know, all the time spent being gone testing and doing stuff, and, you know, my wife taking care of the kids, and my mom jumping in and helping. And so it's you know, a lot of people behind the scenes, whether it's guys on the team or your own family members, to get, you know, to get the cars competitive. So you see the car on the track, but there's really a lot of entities behind them things. Because, I mean, as much as everybody says, like, oh, these are toy cars, I mean, at the end of the day, they're a little bit more than that. There's quite a bit to them. There's a lot of moving parts there. A lot of things got to happen to get them to run correctly and it all come together.
Yeah, it takes
Absolutely. It's definitely one of those things, you get what you put in.
Yep, for sure.
Yep.
And then if you're the people like yourselves that are now venturing out, being race promoters and running races and trying to race, that's a whole nother
I know.
entity.
I do not envy Erica putting on 2 races a year. This is something that kind of got sprung on us for the Michigan race, and it's been a lot of work, a lot more than I expected.
It's almost like a second job putting on races.
Except you don't get paid.
Right. I wouldn't have it any other way though, because I really enjoy it personally.
Yeah. We love it. Is there, does anybody have any other questions for Dave before we let him go? Or do you have anything else you want to add, Dave? Do you have any sponsors? Anyone you want to thank?
Just you got the R1 team, Rockwell RC. The motor I did run over the weekend was the regular black can R1 that was done by Tom from Rockwell RC. Obviously I run the Andes bodies. The LS22 is what I raced with. I do like the 57 and run that one. Looking forward to trying to split 63. Obviously Josh's tires, them things are amazing so far. The Witz bearings have been good. Jeff Zuckerberg and Get Stuck. The Frank Greer's Pink Lemonade, and I use the Clinic titanium fasteners for the car, and all that stuff's been pretty good. So, and then obviously, everybody working together on the team and trying to figure things out, testing stuff, and see where it goes from here.
Well, keep up the good work, because you're going places. You already did it, so look forward to seeing what you do in the future.
For sure.
Don McCoy said, "Yes, Dave, you are my daddy. LOL, you are the man." That's funny.
Yep, Don's usually out there on occasion running up at the track with us and stuff too. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah, we got a pretty good group of guys that come out and test and that. So it's
awesome.
Fun times.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us, Dave. We appreciate your time, and congratulations again.
Yes, congrats. Well
Yeah,
deserved.
not a problem. Thank you guys very much for the well wishes and congrats on all that fun stuff. And we'll get back to testing and on to the next race.
Yep. Hope to see you soon.
See you next
All right, guys. Take care.
All right. See ya.
Yep.
Congrats.
Bye.
Yep. Thanks. Bye.
See ya. All right. And then there were two.
Yeah, that was awesome. A lot of good information from Dave about his weekend.
It was.
So now we are going to switch over a little bit to mine and Frank's race for next week. It's getting really close already. So
It is.
August 10th and 11th, if you guys don't know already, and M1 Concourse in Pontiac, Michigan. Frank and I are hosting an event. We're going to be doing backstack, Real Street, Outlaw, and then we're going to be doing a kids invitational race.
I'm really excited about that.
Me too. And I'm gonna tell everybody what's going on too. So I'm really excited because we have a little bit of a changes that we're doing, which we're all really excited about, and announce our special guests that we're going to be having also. So we will be having practice all day Thursday, and we'll have a little bit of practice Friday morning. What are you doing?
Anthony is moving the microphone.
Practice all day Thursday, a little bit of practice Friday morning, and then we're going to get right into it, and we're going to start with backstack, I believe. So we're going to do the kids invitational race a little different. We talked to the people at M1 that are also running the burnout contests, the nitro cackling, and they want to kind of coordinate with that. They are also doing a kids power wheel racing too. So if you guys want to get something together for that to get your kid into, that would be really awesome to watch.
That'd be cool.
If we have time, we might get something for Ace going, but I don't know. But so they want to try to coordinate it with their Power Wheels race. So the beginning of the day, we're going to put out some boxes. So if you're bringing your kids, we're going to have you guys put your name on a slip of paper and put it in the box. And then before our event, right after the Hot Wheel or the Power Wheels racing, we'll pull 8 names out of the hat, and they'll be invited to participate in our event. So we were going to have this be a surprise, but they want to advertise it. So we are actually going to give all of the DR10 cars that we purchased to the participants of the race. So it is the full kit for the DR10s. It is the car. We A-Main donated batteries, LiPo packs, chargers, and some other little goodies for all the kids. So the kids will be going home with full kits for the DR10 racing.
That's
so
awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, it'll be really cool.
So then they can use it afterwards.
Exactly. And then you've also got like Neon Kin will be there, Racer RC, all the other people to buy anything that they might want for their kids, for their cars to play with after. And then if you guys didn't see Frank's post, we are having a special guest that's going to be running Outlaw with us, Johnny Quick from Street Outlaws. If you guys don't know him, maybe look him up. But he is a local drag racer here in Michigan, and he is going to be running one of mine and Frank's cars for the event. So Frank actually went and painted a Mustang body for him to match his big car. It's pretty sweet.
That's cool.
But we are looking forward to him attending our race. That's going to be really sweet.
I'm impressed in Frank's paint job.
Isn't that awesome? So like
good.
he's a wizard with the Cricut, because that is all paint, guys.
Yeah, he did great.
He
That
did
looks
really
exactly like it too.
good. What are you guys seeing over here? All right.
Super excited.
So, yeah,
Caitlin's very excited about the kids race.
Yeah, me too. I think it's going to be a really fun thing to do, because it's not people that would normally participate in our RC events. So it'll bring in new people into the hobby, bring kids into the hobby, which is what we want to see.
Absolutely, because that's who's going to be racing pretty soon.
Yep. And then our sponsors for our race, our title sponsor is Team GFRP. We have RC Speed Secrets and Custom Works for our lane sponsorships. We have BBM Performance sponsoring our Outlaw class. Searle 3D is doing Real Street, and Voodoo is sponsoring our backstack. And then we also have Racer RC and Nankin that are event sponsors. Jeff Zuccarelli with Get Stuck, he is going to be our spec prep sponsor. So if you guys don't know, we are using one type of prep for our event. We will have 3 tech tables, and you will come up with a dry tire. It can already be heated with your heat gun is fine if you wanted to heat it up before you get there. And you come up with your heat gun and you do 1 coat at each table. And then you move. You don't have to use all 3 of the coats if you don't want to, but 3 is the max. So you use 1 coat at one table, move to the next table, 1 coat there, move to the next table after that. You can heat after tech, that's fine. All of our rules for each class are listed in the Motor City Mayhem event page. So if you go over to the discussion, you'll see that they're posted there, but I also updated it so it's in the about. If you haven't purchased your tickets already, I also updated it so the link is right there in the about. So you go and click the RC event, and then you're going to put how many tickets that you want in like the little drop down thing. And then you're going to scroll to the bottom of the page, and then there is a checkout button. We've had a lot of questions about it because there wasn't a button on the RC one. So you choose the amount that you want, and then you can check out from there. Make sure you use code Summit Racing, all caps, no spaces, at checkout to save some money on that also.
And regardless if you're racing or spectating, you need a pass ahead of time. So make sure you purchase that.
Yep. So what you're purchasing, that is your entrance to M1 Concourse. So when you get there, you will pay a separate track fee, and then you will pay your entry fees. For Outlaw, it's going to be a double bracket. Real Street and Backstack will be 1 elimination. But yes, everybody needs to buy a entry pass for the weekend, and that will be good for Thursday and Friday.
Yes.
We should be opening up the track to everybody at, I believe, Frank said 9 a.m. So everyone can come in, get set up, and start running. I'm sorry?
On Thursday?
Yes, on Thursday. So everyone can come in, get your pits and stuff set up, start practicing.
Lindsay, correct me if I'm wrong, but Caitlin asked what made y'all decide the 1 type and coat limit. I think that decision was made so that way everybody's using the same thing. Essentially, everybody's getting down the track, but Lindsay can explain.
So, Caitlin, I'm not sure if you've been following of like the situation that's been happening all year, but there have been some really sticky preps that have been on the track that has been making everything a little bit difficult. People have been getting stuck. But also, when you have a lot of preps being used in the same place, they don't like to play together. So it can get gooey and messy, and just it's ruining tracks. We're getting kicked out of areas because of the prep that's being put down and used.
Right.
So because we're not really promoters, we don't really run a race. This was just kind of something that was asked for us to do. We're not really mad, like, we don't really care if we make people mad, I guess, if that makes sense, because we're just kind of trying it out.
Yep.
So if people don't like it, you guys don't have to show up, but we're trying something new so that if it works out and other racers want to try to implement the same thing or try to do a new, like a rule somehow with it, they know it'll work. And we know that Get Stuck works. We all ran it last season. There was really no issues. We plan to have at least 2 spots on the line for you to line up in, so there shouldn't be any issues with getting stuck in the prep. But yeah, no, it was expensive wrecking cars, for sure.
Yes, it is. Very.
So yeah, there was a lot of things that went into the decision of only using one type of prep and doing a spec so that we know that everybody is using the same thing. Because we consider doing a handout prep like a lot of races do also, which more like in like the oval and like the off-road, they do a handout prep, but unfortunately you can't trust that everyone will use the prep that you hand out to them, and we're not trying to babysit everyone all day long. So a spec prep at the table, we can watch people do what they're doing up there, and that's just how we're going to try to do it.
I like it. I like the idea. I think that taking what we learned from next week, using that can be used in the future for other events.
And I don't think that like it has to only be one prep at an event. If you had 2 or 3 of like the OG style preps, I think that would be fine also. But just for our event, it's easier. We don't expect it to be like a King of the Streets turnout, just because there's the Oregon race going on that weekend, and I think there's another event going on also. So it's just kind of a last minute race, and we're just kind of doing what we can with the time that we were allotted.
I think it's gonna go great. I think you guys are onto something with it though. Like you said, it doesn't always have to be just one. It kind of makes it easier for this race and what you guys chose to do, but in the future, I think it definitely could help with the OG style preps coming back and everybody running it and being on the same page. And I honestly feel like when you do that, you have more consistent races, you have more straight, passes, and everybody's doing the same thing, instead of some people are getting stuck and they can't get out of it or this or that. It's a fair playing game for everybody as far as prep goes. Right.
And we weren't trying to do like the popsicle stick thing for the tires and tech it that way, because there's really no way to tech that. There's ways to get around that. And
absolutely.
So this way it's the most fair that we can make it. So.
Yep, I agree with it. I like it.
Party Wednesday, race on Thursday.
Shay.
Ace is outside the window.
Is he? Tell him I said hi. Omar says, when it comes to applying prep at each table, are we doing 1 dip per tire at each table, or are we able to coat however we want for 1 full rotation? Example, if somebody dips the applicator 5 times and applies across the tread versus around. You get 1 dip around your tire. Yeah, we're trying to control the prep. We're not gonna, we don't all goopy on the tires and.
Nope, you get just 1 dip in per tire.
3 regular coats.
Yep.
1 dip per, so you're just moving 1, 1, 1.
Yep.
And we will have people there watching the tables as well for prep, so that will be monitored.
Yep. Yep. And Frank did confirm 1 dip per tire.
Yep. See that.
Yep.
Sweet.
Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, like I said, I really like this idea, because everybody's literally doing the same as far as prep goes.
We have
3 regular coats.
So I'm excited for this kids invitational race. I think this is going to be really cool.
Me too. I definitely agree. I think that's awesome and props to you and Frank too for, getting all the cars and everything and willing to put up that expense just to give 8 kids an opportunity to experience the hobby that we all love and travel all around the US for. So I think that's awesome of you guys. So props to you for that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really fun. I like watching the kids do it. Like
Oh, absolutely.
when they do like the Duke of DR 10, it's always the
Yes.
most fun, and I love seeing kids win. Oh,
Absolutely, I
something
agree.
that I wanted to mention. So it's not on the poster, but I'm going to update it. So for the kids DR10 race, we want to try to keep it 15 and under.
Yes,
So
I think
just
that's a good
we
idea.
want to have some younger kids try to participate in the event.
Yes. And I think it's awesome too that it's gonna be kind of like a big brother, big sister, like almost experience. Like you're gonna have, the 8 quote unquote coaches to help the kids to be able to, like, teach them throughout the steps and everything. I think that's a really cool idea as well.
Yeah,
Almost like a
and
summer camp,
yeah, we're fortunate that A Main actually donated all of the batteries, the chargers, and the battery packs for the kids. So that definitely helped us out too, because those DR10 kits, they don't come with the battery or the chargers and stuff. So we really don't have that issue of having to pass batteries and stuff back and forth.
Right?
You know what I mean? To make sure they're all charged.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to thank Travis, Chris, Ryan, Shay, Anthony, Josh, Celia, and Paul for volunteering their time to help coach the kids too. And then I think we were gonna maybe, if like anyone else wanted to help too, if you wanted to like pair up and help the kids and show them how to charge their batteries and put it in the car, help them with their pins and stuff. The if you want to get in on it and join and help get the kids ready too, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, and help like hype them
Okay.
up and get them excited about it. And
Yeah, help line them up.
yes. Yeah,
So
I
I
agree.
think that'll be awesome.
Yes. Does anybody have any questions about Motor City Mayhem happening next week?
Zippy, yes, $50 per bracket. So if you're gonna do both, it's gonna be $100.
It's not bad.
Oh, Frank said racers will get in at 7 a.m. Friday. Public won't be allowed in until after 9.
Okay,
Everybody got that?
cool.
Shay said Ace can be his kid for the race.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, something a little bit different.
Yes.
And we are after we pick the names like out of the hats and pick the kids, we will have them do a chip draw for like their rounds and stuff. It should run pretty
That's
quickly.
a good idea. Just a small
Eric,
little race.
yeah, Erica is going to be running pro pairings for Outlaw, Backstock, and Real Street also.
Yes.
Because it is going to be loud, because there's going to be like the burnout contests and the other big car events that are going on. We will screenshot all of the pro pairings. If for some reason it's not working, you can't get it to work on your phone. So we will have that posted up on the event page, and then we also plan to write them out on poster board, and we'll post it in kind of like a neutral space so everyone can see that also.
I think that's a good idea.
Because it'll be loud, so it's not likely you'll hear Erica on her microphone calling.
Right. Speaking of, Anthony surprised me with this big Bluetooth speaker that I can use for the races and just when we're hanging out. But do you want me to bring that? Or should we just...
like, would you just put it somewhere like out in the pits, or?
Yeah, well, we can get another one and be able to link it together so that way there's 2, like maybe one by the starting. We'll discuss it, but I just thought about it.
Okay.
So
Erica's just coming up with stuff.
mm-hmm.
I know VXL.
That's what we do. When you're planning a race, you think of random things.
I know. And I'm just kind of like thinking about all the stuff because we've had a lot happen and change today. So,
yes.
We're not doing the VXL races because we are doing the Real Street instead.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsay, all I need to do is pay the money in the link. Rest is yes, Dippy. So you're gonna pay your M1 concourse entry fee online, and then everything else will be paid in person.
Yes. Don't forget to use the discount code. There is a discount code. Gary Campbell.
It wasn't just scary. I've gotten a lot of messages.
I'm sure you have. But Lindsay, on your post after everything you said, you're like, Outlaw, box stock, Real Street, discount code. And then it says Times, discount code.
Make sure people got their discount code. I hate paying more than I have to for stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
All right. Is there anything you wanted to talk about for the Fall Classic?
Yeah. We can, let me go to the event page just because.
Yeah. And then while Erica's talking about that, if anybody has any other questions for our event, let me know, because we will not have another live, me and Erica, before our event. So
yes.
And the event page is open. If you need to post any kind of questions on there, it's open to everyone to post also.
So Fall Classic at the 419 track is going to be September 22nd and 23rd. We'll have the 24th as a backup day, but hopefully we won't need it. It's going to be the same layout as SummerSlam was. So Thursday all day testing, and then, or I'm sorry, not Thursday, Friday all day testing, and then Saturday is race day. Depending on how many people show up and stuff, maybe we'll do a flashlight start like we normally do. That's became a ritual. We're going to run Outlaw, Real Street, and I think VXL. So we're giving more options. Our entry fees aren't going to be as high this time. So $50 will get you into both brackets. So that way you have a double chance. We're trying to make it fun again and have people that didn't have a chance to come to the SummerSlam that want to come to our track a chance to come. So for Outlaw and Real Street, we are going to do double brackets for both. And then VXL will just be single entry. But
are you doing the same?
All of, we would like to use all OG style preps, just like you guys are doing. I'm working on a couple things with that, and I will post the rules and how we're doing prep hopefully within the next 2 weeks. I'm still working some things out with that, so but we are going to be strict about it, and go from there. That's all I'm gonna say.
Are you guys doing the same thing as SummerSlam with top 4 payout, or are you only going to do 2 because it's a smaller pot?
We haven't discussed that yet. I'll talk to Aaron and Anthony and see what they think. If anything, maybe I don't know. I like paying out the top 4 because I think that regardless, if you make it into the semifinals, you should get something. I know it'll be a smaller payout, but it'll be still cool to pay, the top 4 instead of just 2.
Right.
But
yeah, at least get your entry fee back in.
Yes, exactly. But that's all I really have to say about the Fall Classic right now. I'll be using pro pairings like we normally do. We will be live streaming it from MPRC TV. I don't know that Billy and them will be there, but I will be making sure that it, getting the live going. That'd be kind of cool to go live the whole race too, so you can hear all the numbers and everything consistently. That'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
For people watching at home. But does anybody have any questions about the Motor City Mayhem or the Fall Classic? Will you be able to park in the pits?
I just texted Frank. I'm not sure about the parking situation yet.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we're allowed to park right there, or if we got to move our cars.
Okay.
But Matt Housen will be covering our event on NBC TV. And if you guys already don't know, Erica is going to be our race master for the event. So she'll be running a tight ship. You guys know how Erica runs events and keeps everything on task. We're talking because the kids event, they want to try to coordinate it with their Power Wheels event. So our kids invitational will be after the Power Wheels event. So we will give everybody about, I think Frank said, an hour of practice again to get the track back to where it was at. So there, since there will be a little bit of a break for everybody, we want to make sure that the track is back to being good. So
Yes.
no worries there.
That's gonna be fun.
Any other questions, guys, before we hop off of here?
Lindsay, do they have concessions there or anything for food at the
Yes.
M1?
Yep. So they have concessions. There will be tons of food trucks. So yeah, because it's not just going to be us. It'll be like there'll be
Right.
big cars, burnout contest, the nitro cackling, the like
Drift
Donut.
contest.
yeah drift like donuts
The
drift contest. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of non RC people there too. So it's going to be pretty cool event.
Yeah,
But
I'm
yes,
really
there'll be lots
excited.
of food there.
Cool.
And
Yeah,
then
I'm excited.
if anyone local is has nothing going on this weekend, they are doing a Cars and Coffee event at M1 Concourse, and me and Frank will be there to kind of set up a little tent and put our cars up, and so we can kind of show off what we will be bringing to the event.
Oh, that's this Saturday?
Yep, Cars and Coffee.
Okay, cool.
And then if you need to pre-register for your M1 ticket before our event, you have to do it online. They want everybody to be pre-registered for your passes to get in. And then what else was I gonna say?
Is there a deadline to that, or can you do it up till like?
I don't think there's a deadline. Like, as far as I know, they're not closing the registration or anything, but prior to the event, they do want everyone to purchase a ticket.
Right.
I forgot what else I was going to say when I was thinking about that. But yeah, that's that pretty much sums up everything that's going on.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to see everybody again either. That's what I look forward to the most about going to the events, is just seeing everybody and hanging out.
Me too. I'm pretty excited.
Me too. So,
It'll be weird not racing though.
right? I bet. Isn't that like a first for you guys to go to an event like that? I mean, I know you're putting it on, but to be there
Yeah.
and doing all that and not racing,
Yeah.
that's cool though.
Yep. But yeah, I think that's everything for our show today.
Yes,
I think
ma'am.
we've covered a ton of info.
Yes, we did. Thank you all for watching and tuning in with us, and hope you have a good rest of your week. We will see you next week, hopefully, at Motor City Mayhem. And after that, we'll have a show probably, the week after? Yeah.
Yep. And we'll recap that. We'll recap our race, and then we'll go over more about Erica's race. And I think we're gonna try to do the kids show that we had
Yes.
planned on doing, and we'll see if we can get some kids that attended the Motor City
Motor
race
City.
to come on with us. Yep.
That's a good idea. Tom, I think you, after you sign up, the ticket gets sent to your email, right? Or something?
Yeah, it's like a virtual ticket. It's got like a QR code on it that they'll scan.
Yes.
Yep. So it'll automatically send you your ticket once you're signed up.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for hopping on with me, Lindsay. Can't wait to see you next week.
Yep. See you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.